Hattis Hierophant. I am Crystal, your tarot reader. I have uploaded all of the people that were chosen for the complimentary reading and I posted it on Instagram. I did that on the 1st. So if you're like, you said the 1st, Crystal, I'm so sorry I didn't do it here first. It just takes me a little bit longer to upload it to YouTube. I will list all of those chosen in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you are doing well. I hope your family is well. I hope that beautiful spirit of yours is well. Let's get on. Scorpio, let's go ahead and get on with your April 2020 reading. And the center of your reading is the Ace of Cups. Now, you are the last zodiac that I am reading out of 12. Right? And I want to say that I think there was one other sign to where I saw like coming out the box, boom, boom, boom. The energy that I get from you, Scorpio, is like whatever you put your mind to is going to be a success for you. And I feel like that, so for example, if you are still in that arena of to where you're working, you're going to get that account. You're going to make the sales. You're going to be heard. You're going to be able to present. If you're in that arena to where if you're not working, go apply for that job. I feel like it's going to go with, like the process is going to be smooth and quick. I feel like the interview is going to go nicely. It's almost like things are just going to line up this month for you. I feel like financially you're going to start seeing something come into your household in regards to that too. So bravo, Scorpio. Can I borrow a few dollars? That's all I'm saying. All right, so let's go to your moon energy. Your moon energy is where spirit is working in your favor. And they always do because they love us oh so much. Or it's where your energy is resonating and the two have a relationship. I feel like I'm missing one more, but let's just focus on those two for now. I have the Knight of Pentacles for you, the Page of Wands, along with the Nine of Wands. So again, I feel like that things that, like these obstacles that we've been going through, and this is spirit working in your favor. I feel like they know about all these obstacles that you've been having and that you've been trying to overcome and conquer. And I feel like a lot of you Scorpios are, you've been meditating, you've been manifesting, you've been praying, and I feel like spirit is hearing you. And I feel like that, you know, where you've been doing good is these things that you've been coming across and you've been trying to overcome. You have found a way to not look at those things like problems, issues. You've been looking at them like, okay, there's a lesson to learn here, let me fix it. You didn't see it as a defeat. You didn't see it as a failure. You saw it as an opportunity. And spirit is like rewarding you for that. So they're pushing things forward for you, right? And even with this Knight of Pentacles, that's where I'm feeling like that we're going to see some income come into the household. And that's a very purposeful night. That's a very purposeful night that's bringing us goodwill, so to speak. Okay. Let's move on to your sun energy, and this is your ego. This is where I see you. This is where you are seen. And the first one I get is the 5 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. So first let's talk about this 2 of Wands and this 2 of Pentacles. And typically by the time we get the 2 of Pentacles, it's about choices we have to make. And normally they're choices of this one isn't so bad and this one isn't so bad, but what do I want to do? That's how I feel like 2 of Pentacles are, as opposed to like 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords, you normally don't have all the information. So it puts you in the energy of, I don't know what decision to make because I don't have all the information. Here, I feel like you have all the information. It's just a matter of which one is going to serve you the best. And because we have this 2 of Wands, right? And you see how he's looking at that energy of mine, right? This is a direction that you're going that's going to be new and different from the one that you're in. So this is why I feel like for those of us who are looking for a new job, a new opportunity, I feel if we move towards that way, it's going to be like, all right, if I go, it's not going to put me in a worse situation, and if I leave, it's not going to put me in a worse situation. But which one makes my heart sing? I feel like that's the situation you're going to be in, Scorpio. And then here, I feel like all these things here, right? This is competitive energy, and I feel like you're tired of competing. I don't know if you're in a position to where you feel like you're constantly competing for attention, you're competing for sales. I feel like you're constantly competing for something, and you're kind of like over it. Okay, you're kind of like over it. So now let's go into your immediate present. Scorpio, this energy is fabulous. You have the Page of Cups along with the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like, most of us are kind of sitting in that energy of lack. And if you know someone who is, tell them to change that energy, because that is a stagnant energy. It'll stop the energy flow from moving forward. And some of us are in that energy of when are things going to change, right? You're in that energy of, hey, I want nice things. It's like, are you shopping? I feel like you're in the position to where you can actually get a little extra than just what you need. I feel like you're actually in a position to where you can get some things that you want due to this offer, right? Just Lady Luck is on your side, I feel. I like it. I like that energy for you, Scorpio. You deserve it, right? Why not you? I heard, why not me? All right. Let's expand on your moon energy. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. I should know that was coming. So I expanded on that Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Wands along with the King of Swords, right? And again, this is all about you being on the defensive. I feel like that whatever this competitiveness that's been going on in your ego, right? Anytime that you feel like you have to compete, at some point you have to stand up for yourself. At some point you have to plead your case. At some point you have to kind of prove that, yes, I can do this job. Yes, I can stay in this relationship. Yes, I love you, right? Who wants to be put in that position? And you're kind of like, look, I'm done with that. I'm not doing that anymore. If the truth isn't good enough, right? There's nothing else I can do there. And then I expanded on that Nine of Wands, and we got the King of Pentacles along with the Seven of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Eight of Pentacles, forgive me. And I feel like that through all this nonsense, the pettiness and the competition and the, having to defend your work ethic, your integrity, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna start looking for something else, because by the time I weigh out what I'm putting up with and what it's doing to me, I feel like I need to go seek something else. I see a lot of you actually like, let me go see what other companies have to offer. Let me see what other things are out there for me to do. Even in this market, Scorpio, look at you. And then I expand on that Page of Wands, and we get that Star card along with the Ace of Pentacles. I see why. I don't know if you're feeling it, if you're just like, that North Star is kind of calling to you, is kind of giving you an indication to go home, right? And when I say go home, anytime you want to go home to that feeling of feeling secure, of feeling wanted, of feeling warm and welcomed, right? So that North Star is calling on to you to come home. And when you do, it's in your moon energy. That's the center of your read. Yes, right? And when you do, yes, come home. Come to that stability. Seek it out. Scorpio, if you're ready to make a move, I feel like it's in your favor. Really weigh out not only the pros and cons, weigh out the pros and pros, because I feel like that's the situation you're in, because I don't feel like you're in a dire situation, not in a dire situation. But I feel like And of course, some of you are, because this is a general reading. But for those of you who are kind of like, you have a choice. You have a choice. And then you have the nerve to get another ace. I expanded on the 5 of Pentacles and we got the Queen of Swords with the 4 of Wands. Really? See, that's you saying, right? And the Queen of Swords, she's that energy of, I'm gonna tell you like it is, I've had it. I've had it with this nonsense. Like, why am I competing so much for what at the end of the day? What is my reward? Because by the time I compete with everyone else, who is the victor? Who is the winner? What do I get when I win? Did I win? Right? You're like, I'm tired of this tomfoolery. It doesn't even feel like there's a reward. By the time I run this race, I feel like I'm the only one there. Right? And then when I expand on that 2 of Wands, we get the Ace of Swords along with the Knight of Cups. So again, you're seeking out that truth, right? That new opportunity that's going to bring you truth. And here's the offer. What did we say at the beginning of your reading, Scorpio? What did we say at the beginning of your reading? If you want it, go get it. It's yours. I don't care if it's a job, if it's love. Luck is on your side. So I expanded on that 2 of Pentacles and we have the 5 of Cups, and this is one of disappointment, right? Not feeling satisfied, right? And obviously there is some dissatisfaction here to where you don't feel valued. It just doesn't line up to where you are. It doesn't synergize with you, right? People looking in can say, oh my gosh, you have everything, Scorpio. But you're like, but do I? But do I? I'm out of here. I need to go someplace to where my integrity is lined up with what I'm doing, right? By the time you are here with the 8 of Cups, you are walking out emotionally. If you're there, you're just picking up a check. If you're in a relationship, you're just there for the comfort, just to have someone by your side, right? By the time you're checked out emotionally, you feel this way, right? So what do you do, Scorpio? You even the scales. You go for that offer. You go seek out truth, right? Let's expand on this Page of Cups and this 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. Let's see, Spirit. Where else? So I expanded on that Page of Cups and I got the 10 of Pentacles along with the 2 of Swords. And as I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is it that Scorpio's having a hard time with? And as I'm shuffling the cards and I'm thinking, and I shuffle them really good. I spend a lot of time with that. Because I just want to make sure that it's an authentic reading for you and for each individual sign. But somehow I'm getting a lot of similar cards through every reading, understandably. And I remember even thinking to myself, there's not one sign, and I've done 11 signs, you're the 12th, and not one of them has gotten the Sun card. Not one. And I'm asking Spirit, like, what are they having a hard time with? Because everything here seems to be so beautiful, right? Somehow, is there some things going on with your family, Scorpio, that we don't know quite all the answers quite yet? So as I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, not one sign has gotten the Sun card. Scorpio, you get the Sun card. This is the most beautiful energy in the deck. It's prosperity. It's a yes. It's a move forward. It's a ray of sunshine. It's joy during these times. What, Scorpio? I want to be you when I grow up. Really. All right, I expanded on that 9 of Pentacles, and I got the 6 of Cups along with the 3 of Pentacles. So I don't know if some of us Scorpions are reaching out to old partnerships or former partnerships, you know, during those times of when business was good, or you know, you had a good work experience where, you know what, I was the happiest when I was doing this with who, right? I was the happiest in this relationship when I was doing it with him, when I was doing it with her, right? I feel like that you are going to reach back to those times of nostalgia and check in on some folks and see where they are, and see how, and see if there's an opportunity for all of you. I expanded on that that 6 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles, and I have the 6 of Wands. So again, that's all about celebrating. That's all about, you know, putting something on display, right? For something that we've achieved together that directly affects your everyday. Does that make sense? And then when I expanded on that Ace of Cups, I have the 3 of Swords with the Emperor card and the Hanged Man. And the energy I get, Scorpio, is, you know, with this being the center of your read and these are coupled with it, I almost feel like that by the time you are like, you know, here and here about this, and I feel like this represents an institution or perhaps a business that you're in, or perhaps even an energy. So by the time you go to them and you're like, you know what, I've decided that I need to move on. This wasn't a horrible thing, but it wasn't the best thing for me. And I have to go. And they're not going to believe it. They're going to be so brokenhearted and surprised by it to where they didn't even expect it, because they thought that they had you like that. Right? All right, my dear. Scorpio, that is all I have. I mean, bravo to you. I wish you all the brightest light, the biggest sunshine, all that sunshine from that sun card. I absolutely adore you, and I'll see you next month. I almost forgot about your angel cards. Listen, I've already pulled them. They came out of this little bucket here. It's an activity that me and my girlfriend used to do when we worked together. Anytime our energy was a little bit low, we always referred our energy back to these cards. Now, the ones I pulled for you, not one other sign has gotten them. I have done this for each sign, and some signs got similar cards, or they got the same cards rather. These 3 I pulled for you are the first. And the first one I got for you was contentment. And I think that tells such a great story when we first started your reading with the 9 of Wands, and how we discussed that you saw these challenges that came as opportunities. You didn't see them as defeat. You didn't see them as a reason to give up. You saw it as an opportunity to pivot, to make a change, to accept it for what it was. And it was the contentment that got you through it. And that, I think that's why Spirit is rewarding you, is because you saw it as such. The next one is purification. I had to rest on this for a little bit because I'm like, Spirit, what do you mean purification? And so then I go back to that 2 of Cups, and I go back to even that 2 of Swords, and this truth that you're seeking out. Not just the truth you're seeking out as far as where you are, but truth in, does this line up with me? Does this line up with my integrity? Yes, I'm not miserable, but am I happy, right? It's all about, what's the purest form of where I can be right now? And once you started asking yourself that question, it led you in a different direction. And then the next one was intention. And I feel like that once we resonated in the purification, that's when we started setting our intentions to seek out the most confident us, the most, how can I represent myself and be, and show my integrity to where I can be happy, to where it can be, to where I can be content. And that does it. Thanks, Scorpio.